I've known Selmer for a long time. As a youngster, when I started playing the saxophone at the age of 14, I've always wanted to play a SELMER saxophone because all my heroes, Coleman Hawkins, Dexter Gordon, John Coltrane, Wayne Shorter, Sonny Rollins, played SELMERs. So it took me a while to get to that point where I could afford a SELMER. And I was playing with some reggae bands, and they had no idea what a SELMER was, you know. And I got my first SELMER at the age of 16, going 17. I spent £900 for it. And I went to...
Which is not so bad.
In those days, no, in 1981. And I had a trip to Portugal with this reggae band. And I can remember seeing Manu Dibango play to 5,000 people at this festival. And he had baritone, tenor, alto, soprano, Mark 6s, and they were all black, matte black lacquered. And he was in his dressing room, and he had two of these dancers who were like, they had no clothes on, you know, just this bit covered and this bit covered, and they looked amazing, stunning.
They looked, saxophones.
But the saxophones looked better. The saxophones looked so much better. So the saxophones looked so much better than the dancers, as nice as they were.
Yeah.
And to me, seeing Manu Dibango play with those instruments in front of the other audience, it inspired me even more to get hold of and play SELMERs. So I had my first SELMER, you know, a cheap second-hand model. It wasn't very good, but it was my SELMER. And on the way back from Portugal, the people in the airport said, you can't carry it as hand luggage, the case is too big. So I gave it to them, and they smashed it. They destroyed it. The instrument cost £900, and they did £500 worth of damage in terms of breaking it. That instrument got sold for £3,000. But my point is that the SELMER, even though in myth, the story is so deep because of the musicians that played it, when you play a SELMER, you just feel as if you're a jazz musician. Since then, they brought out more modern models, and I've had every single one. Every single model that you can think of. A couple of years later, when I found out that the SELMER factory was around the corner from me, I used to knock on their door all the time, but the guy didn't really like me. And then I found out that SELMER were looking for me to endorse their product, because by that time, this is 1986, I'd released an album and it was in the charts. So SELMER wanted me to support them. And I'm supporting SELMER anyway because I play their instruments. But the guy at the SELMER factory didn't like me. Since then, somebody else has taken over, and we have a very close relationship. So whenever something new turns up, I'm down there. And I'm not looking to get it for free. I will buy them because I love SELMER products. I had a workshop, and I spoke to Jerome Selmer in Scotland. And I said, well, why don't they bring out the Mark 6 again? He said, well, if they did, it would be banned. Because the SELMER Mark 6 is made of so much toxic stuff. It's not EU friendly.